out and be like, but don't talk it all. That's really not the truth, I just don't fuck with y'all. I'm only with a few and yeah, my circle's small. Or either by my Danny Ruger in my drawers. Ain't trying to be no tough guy, it's just I'm raised. The softest niggas gangster in the mid-state. My grandma said you lose, you better fight again. At the age of 13.
Scorpion in the tank.
Okay,
I-75.
we back.
T-Pain. Yay!
And I want to thank everybody for tuning in.
Let go. Okay.
We're going to have a great show
man.
tonight. I
Tell
promise.
her what it is.
Now I'm like nobody that you have ever met before. And I like driving, trying to get my own being so. Wild whip can
So everybody,
with the
please.
rim show. You got the waterfall
Grab
shining,
your
bro. I'm
popcorn.
trying to buy the alley, yo. You could be my skipper, I could be a ginger. You could be my temper, and I could be a stripper. You like the dominatrix, and I could be a whipper. You like the young, you could be my father figure. Or I could take a chance and just be myself. So would you play me out and put me back on the shelf? Or listen to my game on these 16 bells. I teach you how to get more wealth for your health. Or will you treat me like I'm everybody else? Cause you got your name and your
tuned in to last week's episode. Crazy numbers, great response. And you know, I had to get my girl back. I had to get Toi the Atl Vegan back in there. Yo, give her a round of applause, please. Give her a round of applause.
Thank you so much for having me back.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
We're gonna have some fun tonight. You know how we do, right? We always come out swinging, but first, before we come out swinging, we gotta go ahead and do some current events. So it's a lot of things going on right now. Let me see. Want to start sports?
Sports.
I think we should start sports. There's a couple
Let's
things in
start
sports
sports.
that I'm looking forward to. So first up, and hot off the press, Golden State Warriors actually got into a little small brawl at the beginning of the game against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah.
And Saginaw, Michigan's own. That's right, Saginaw, Michigan, our own. Draymond Green has just been suspended 5 games. 5 games for nothing. Now, I have a different opinion. Toi, go ahead and tell me how you feel right now.
I feel like he should protect his teammate. However, the headlock was a bit much for me. You said Saginaw's own Anthony Edwards is also from Atlanta, so I had to give him a shout out. So,
Okay, shout out to my yo, Ant doing his thing.
yes. Draymond is known for being a bit aggressive on the court. So I just think his reputation precedes him, and a lot of times I feel like he gets a bad rep. So this is one of those times.
Yo, I totally agree. So this is my problem. He's got 5 games. Everybody else that's involved in the situation only got $25,000 fines, right? I'm sure that they're going to appeal this like they always do, and they might get it down to 3, but
It's not gonna happen. Reason being
just
that headlock looked facetious.
this is the thing, and I didn't realize it. 5 games, he's gonna lose over $700-something thousand. Now, I guess you're a multimillionaire. It's kind of like I feel it, but I don't feel it. But still, though, to the average person, $700-something thousand. Yo, I promise you, every time I see Rudy Gobert, we swinging. We swing. I don't care if we in Dairy Queen. I don't care if we in the Dunkin' Krispy Kreme that light can be on. We scrapping just because you cost me $700,000. But this is the thing. To Rudy Gobert's defense, he said he was just trying to break up the melee. He wasn't trying to be aggressive. He wasn't trying to hurt or even fight with Klay Thompson. It's just misunderstanding. So I get that. I understand that. But my mom always told me, if you don't want to be caught in the crowd, get away from that crowd. So it looked like a fight. My brother run over. He think you trying to hurt me. What you think my brother gonna do? So I'm just saying, like, I don't agree with it. And I really hate that they using his past in past situations to punishing him now. Like, just punish me for what I did right now. Don't punish me for what I did like 2 years ago when y'all gave me a pass on it.
Does not work like that. They want to set an example out of him. They want to make it known we are not having it. And so I think this will do it. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. But this thing, do you
Even
think
even for
Draymond?
him, even for him, that's a lot of money.
But do you think Draymond is going to stop being aggressive?
No, it's just who he is. It's the dog in him.
Hey, I'm just saying. I think this, as a Golden State Warrior fan, but even as somebody that understands just working with a team, you need that kind of person on your team. You hate that it has so much, like, so many things that he brings, like a negative part to it. You know, the Jordan Poole, the kicking in the nuts,
The
even like
incident with Kevin Durant, I heard that that's one of the things that made KD want to leave. Just he is a phenomenal player. I hear that he can hype him up. I just think he needs to dial it back just a bit.
yeah.
But that is who he is.
So,
It's who
I
he
mean,
is.
I think they're gonna find out. They got enough pieces to work around even with Draymond's loss. So I don't think it's really gonna affect them too much. Now if they lost like Steph or something, that's totally different. It'd be a whole different ball game, and I'll be frustrated. Might be smoking some cigarettes or something because they stressing me out already. But I'm still rocking with my Warriors, man. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna do what we do. All right.
Agreed.
So let's move on to the next topic. Next topic is, well, y'all seen it. I'll say earlier this week or late last week. Former assistant of Will Smith, his name is Brother Bilal. I had to look this up. Says that he once walked into a room and caught Will Smith and Dwayne Martin having anal sex. He's going on this interview. He put this out in the air. So this morning, Jada Pinkett was actually on the Breakfast Club, and she was on the Breakfast Club, and she said that don't believe it. This is a guy that once worked for us. He called himself a friend, and you can't go out and say things without fact. So we will be suing. My question is not that do I think Will Smith and Dwayne Martin had a sexual relationship? Really don't care. My thing is as an audience, as fans, as just people, why do we jump on the negative when somebody says it without fact, without proof? We jump on it and run on it. Why do we do that?
It's juicy.
It, it,
It's something that
it
we can
is
run with.
dangerous.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's juicy. Um, it spreads like wildfire. It's just you can talk about it in the grocery store. You can talk about it at work. It's just juice. It's dirt.
And
We like dirt.
and that's crazy that we actually will feed into something like that. Like it's crazy because you got to think the ramifications that Dwayne Martin has kids, um, Will Smith has kids, even though they're not young, but still they have kids. Like that, you would put this story out, and I still don't understand the purpose of putting it out.
See
Like,
what I
what
don't
was the purpose of him even saying this besides for just clickbait and trying to go on some type of press run and get money off of interviews? What would be the purpose? Is it
see
because
that
Jada's book?
possibly, but Jada and Will can sue without her going on the Breakfast Club addressing it. I wouldn't have addressed it. I would have sued, but I wouldn't have addressed it like that. So see, for me, that's a little smoke. See, it's just me though.
I mean, I think you have to, like, she's on that press run for that book, so I think you would
Oh,
have to.
absolutely,
Somebody
absolutely.
who's gonna they're gonna ask you that question,
Hmm.
and I think you can't deflect it. You can't
Is
deflect it because it's what you're gonna. It's one way. Like if you deflect it, they're gonna be like, "Oh, she must be hiding something." If you
is
address it, they're
Will
gonna be
gonna
like, "Huh?"
is Will gonna address it?
I think he has. I think he has. I think he like put out some type of subtle post, but it wasn't like he put out some type of press release or a statement or something like that. So no. I,
I
I
guess
don't
we
know.
I
It's
guess I guess we'll have to see.
with them. I will tell you this: there's never a dull or boring moment when it comes to them.
All right.
Like it's just
Right.
not. Like I don't care how how much they try to hide the fact or just be low key. It's gonna be something that's gonna pop up out of their past.
Right.
I think at one point she ain't had a movie. I don't even know how long.
Me either.
He didn't even have a movie out. The August Alsina thing popped out. They addressed that the red table. That's what she was doing. She was doing the red table.
Right. Right.
Got ratings to the red table. That died down. Will Smith said, "You know what? I gotta slap me a bitch now." So then, I got this movie out. It's about slavery. Ain't nobody really checking for it because it's independent. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and slap me somebody today. And then next thing you know, for 2 years they've been talking about this slap.
Mhm.
So I mean, I don't know. It's just I find it really boggling why Brother Bilal will just put this out at right now. Because from my understanding, this wasn't recent. This was like some time ago.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, you just said, "Hey, you know what? I think the world need to know about Dwayne and Will right now."
Guess we'll have to see how this play out, right?
It's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be nasty.
It's
So,
gonna be juicy.
so let's get to tonight's topic. Right? I had a what's they call it, epiphany. I was thinking to myself. I was talking to my homeboy. That's what really what happened. And he was telling me about a girl he was dating. Right? He dates strippers. That's his thing. He likes strippers. I ain't judging him. Hey, do your thing. But he dates the strippers that might put your life at risk. Like he's been robbed twice. Can't even make this up. He's been robbed twice, and both times, I want to say the strippers had something to do with it. They lined him up. So I was asking myself, why would you pick a stripper that's gonna set you up, that's gonna hurt you, but you continue to date these same type of people? Like, why do we pick the wrong people and not the people that's good for us? So I had to ask you, from a woman's perspective, why do you think we do this?
From my perspective, because what we want
Mm.
is just what we want, whether it's good for us or not. No, no. So let me put it like this: what's not good for us is so good to us. That's number one.
Mm.
So we have to get out of that. We have to get out of, how it goes with sugar and all the stuff that's not good for you. It's so good to you. Same thing in a relationship. You want what you want. You know it's not good for you. You know what's good for you and you know what's good to you, right? There's a difference.
That's true. That's true.
What's good to you, you may not want it to be good for you. So it'd be some good stuff. And then there's that bit of, it's that it's taboo too. Because we know that we're taking a risk with the stuff that's not good for us. We know it.
So, do you think that do you think it's have to do with your age or your mindset? Like, you know how you think young, so you follow those young intuitions and those young wants, and then when you get a little older and you get a little wiser, you might uh start to, date a little bit more better. Or is it just in you? Is it just that's who you like? That's your type?
I would love to say as you get older, you'll get wiser. But the truth is you want what you want. If you make a conscious decision that you're gonna start making better decisions, then yes, you will eventually make a good decision and say, "Hey, I want what's good for me." It's a huge difference because what's good to you it's very short lived. If you really think about it, what's good to you, there's always something that comes up where it's only for a minute or two. Because
Mm,
if you sit in that too long, it's dangerous. You know that, but just that short period of time that you can have that, is satisfying to you for that moment. Now, should we make a conscious decision and say what is good for me and then it's long lasting? Someone on social media said today, she's one of my friends on social media, she said, things that are easy to access have no value. When you
I
think
get
about
okay.
it,
Okay.
right? If you have to climb a tree to get an apple, you're going to appreciate that. If someone buys you your first car, you're not going to really take care of it until you buy your own car and you say, hey, I put my own sweat, blood, tears into buying this car. I'm going to appreciate it.
Okay.
So you have to work towards it. It is balance and it's something that you have to work towards. I really don't think it's an age thing. I think consciously you have to make that decision. You could be 30, you could be 40, you could be 50. I think it's really something that you, the individual, have to work towards. And we as women, we like a lot of stuff that ain't good for us. We like a lot of stuff that's good to us.
I can't sit there and say it's just a woman thing. It's men too, because I think we more. I think we're more unstable when it comes to that. Because this is the thing: we can date somebody totally wrong for us. We could see it coming. We still will stay in it because two reasons: she bad, she fine. Yo, man, everybody want her, and I got her. That will keep us in a situation. I know a guy that he risked himself. Shoot, I remember when I was younger, I dated this girl. So I ain't gonna say her name. But anybody that knows me when I was 19, y'all know who I'm talking about. I was in almost two shootouts because of her. And still stayed with her for another year. Hey, I was young. I was young. I was dumb. What they say, young, dumb, and full of cum. That's what I was at 19. But everybody wanted this girl. She was so bad. She was so fine. And what did I do? I stayed in that situation. Now, it took me a couple months to a year to realize she's full of drama, right? And no matter where she go, it's gonna be drama following her. And I stopped messing with her, right? And then I would like check on her like every once in a while, but I wouldn't check on her directly. I would actually check on her through like mutual friends, and they'd tell me what's going on, and I'd be like, "Yo, I dodged a bullet, literally, because, like I said, she was fine. I stayed in that situation because she was fine. Now, did I date another girl like her? Nah, because I think the way I was, I would learn from my mistakes. If the stove is hot and I touched it that one time, yeah, I ain't gonna touch that stove no more. I'm definitely not touching that stove no more. But it's a lot of people that don't. And I think men, we look at it like, okay, is the risk more than the reward, or is the reward better than the risk? Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? And sometimes we would talk ourselves into that situation. Yo, I think, man, everybody got a flaw. I even heard a dude once say, "Man, all women crazy. Yeah, she just pulled a knife on me. Okay, brother, but she tried to stab you. I mean, man, she ain't try to stab me, man. She don't really love me, man. No, no, get out, run, run." But why is the question? Why don't we pick that one that's really truly meant for us, like the one that's good for us, that's good to us? Why we don't pick that one?
Can I tell you something about toxic relationships?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
They're exciting.
Mhm. That is true.
See, we don't realize that we're on a trauma train because it's moving so fast. It's one toxic event after another. It's toxic. It's toxic. It's toxicity.
Mm,
So in a way, it is exciting. So you're on that train and you're moving and you're moving every time. Like you can't even recover from one thing before the next thing hits you, right?
right.
And for a minute, both of y'all are just on that trauma train together. But eventually, you got to get off, or it's going to be detrimental. So, but it is exciting now. You know it is.
I,
Them
I
toxic relationships.
trust me, I know it's. Oh man, they. I think it's more or less it's that forbidden fruit. It's that forbidden fruit. It's that
Yeah,
Adam and that Eve. We took a
yeah,
bite of that apple, and
yeah.
that apple was delicious.
Delicious, yummy.
They told us don't eat the apple, but we ate the apple anyway. What the fuck was we thinking? Is the question. Like, but we think even if we get a little burn, we like, you know what, put a little cream on it, it wasn't that bad.
Hmm.
But they don't understand that you actually just setting failure now because now you got past that one little burn. You ain't ready for what's coming next, and that's just a mental thing. But like I also said though, man, sometimes we don't leave it. We stay there. Like we keep dating that same one. And I think if you find one girl that's beautiful and toxic, you start to be attracted to it. You really start to be attracted to it. Like
Yep.
she could be beautiful and sweet and quiet and no drama and everything. We like, man, she boring. Man, she boring.
You know, the unfortunate part about that is that's really how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be drama free, right?
Supposed to.
But we say, "Oh, he's boring." I mean, there's just no drama. All he does is go to work and come back, and he doesn't cheat. And do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
That kind of that we're used to that kind of toxic behavior. We have to really train ourselves to know that that is not normal. That is not normal.
Nah, it isn't. But do you think this is something that we picked up from looking at our parents or looking at, older brothers and sisters in those relationships? Or do you think that this is just, I don't know, your personality, what you growing into?
I mean, I think all of us have trauma from, being children and trauma. It comes from childhood, and if you don't get the therapy that you need and do the work that you need to do, it is gonna, it's gonna grow with you just like anything else. I think taking that kind of trauma into relationships is something very, very like dangerous because if you get with another toxic person with trauma, it's gonna explode. Like there's nothing else for it to do, but like someone has to have that balance and that reason. A lot of us, especially I'm speaking from experience. I had trauma uh, because I didn't grow up with my dad, and
Mm,
it's something that I had to work through. And I had to develop newfound respect for men because I did not respect men because of the lack of respect that I have for my dad.
okay.
It's something that we definitely have to work through. You have to do your work. I'm still working on it today.
Is it something that you realized and then you were like, I want to break the cycle? Or is it something that you just felt that you needed to go through just to be a better person?
I wanted to be better. It was something that had me broken for a very, very long time. Like just like with a man, his mother is his first love, and depending on how his mother loves him and nurtures him, that's how he's going to love his woman and nurture his woman. Much like for a young girl, our dad is supposed to be our first love. So if I had nobody to show me how a man is supposed to treat me and how I'm supposed to respect my man, I had a lack of respect for men, and
Okay.
it's something that had me very broken, and I wanted to be better. So, I began. I went on a journey to do my work, and happy today to say that I'm better, but it's still a work in progress. It really is because if you don't work towards those traumas, the same behavior will come back.
I think for me, growing up as a male, as a black male in this community, and we talking about in the 90s, every black male in the 90s wanted to be a player. Like you
Right,
wanted to be a player, you wanted to have women, you wanted to have money, you was a hustler. Um, at different points, you might have been a gangbanger, but that was like the rite of passage. That's what you wanted to be. Your uncles, your whatever male figure in your life was probably trying to, have multiple women around you. So you was like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to have multiple women. And
right.
I mean, growing up and for a while, I mean, really like, so I was probably like 20 something. I thought you supposed to have multiple women. You supposed to have multiple baby mamas. You were supposed to have a fly woman on your arm every other time you seen, like you bring to the cookout and you got that one uncle that's like, hey nephew, that's you. That's you, nephew. Okay, I see. Like you that, and then when you put your chest out a little bit, you like, yeah, Unc see me, because Unc always had to fly women at the barbecues, and I'm that dude. So, um, as a black male, our minds we had to recondition ourselves. But I think even with that, you see a lot of more black males going to therapy, and they're talking about relationship issues. They're talking about past relationships that didn't work out for whatever odd reason. The people that they were attracted to, and it's different now. Now it goes back to my like the men sometimes, maybe took a little bit too much therapy and now they are not men no more. But that's a whole nother conversation, and we gonna have that conversation too. But I think you gotta want to change. You gotta want to
Absolutely.
like something different, because other than that, you're gonna keep repeating it, and it's not healthy. It's gonna put you in some situations that you probably can't get yourself out of. And it's just it just boggles me sometimes when I think about like why you go through what you go through, that you put yourself in. Not nobody else, but you put yourself in.
Right.
So
Also, how many healthy marriages did we see growing up? I saw my grandma and granddad. That's it. For me, that's it. We're talking
that's
about
good.
all of my friends, like maybe they had a two-parent household, but if it wasn't my grandma and my granddad, I didn't see very many healthy marriages. And so I didn't look at marriages as being a healthy institution, if that makes sense. Like your environment really, you look around your environment, and then that's what that's how you project marriage. You're like, okay, I see one healthy marriage, and that's it. Like, so I think that that plays a big part also in our community, especially with men and women. How many healthy, happy marriages did we see growing up?
That's a good question. I man, I think my parents, my mother and my stepfather, maybe the neighbors, maybe so that's two. Um, yeah, but that's a good question. I mean, even think about TV. You might have saw four on
The
TV. You saw
Huxtables, the
Huxtables,
Huxtables,
Family
Good Times,
Matters. Oh, I didn't put Good Times. That was a struggle. They
but
killed off
but
the
but
daddy. They killed the daddy off. That's what I'm saying.
but but they were happy in the projects.
Yeah,
They
they
didn't
was
have
happy in the
much.
project, but they killed
They
the
didn't
daddy
have
off.
much.
They
Yeah,
want to destroy that image. The Jeffersons
the
and
Jeffersons.
Fresh Prince.
Yep, that's it.
And after that, I mean, and then you think about TV. Think about TV now. Like, is there a family in an episode or a show or anything that shows a happy family,
Not that I can think
a
of.
happy black family at that? I mean, last black family I know on TV was James St. Patrick and Tasha, and
I was just
uh,
gonna say Power.
yeah, and they was beefing. I mean, he had to go cheat on her, and she was sleeping with the driver. So I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot going on, but
Right,
there's nothing positive image that's teaching you. All right, it's good to be in a healthy relationship.
right.
Everything now is we looking at Instagram models and all these fake bodies and these fake reality star personalities, and now honestly, that's what the girls are trying to be, and that's what the guys trying to get.
So if I may say this, in defense of the women who get any kind of work done, whatever it takes, sis, to make you feel better about yourself, I'm all for it. I just think if you think the surgery is going to fix whatever's going on with you, it's not. So there's a difference. If you're on point, but if you think having the surgery is going to make you get a man, or it's going to make you happy, or it's going to make you get in more videos, it's just, I don't think there's anything wrong with having work done. I just feel like get to the root of whatever's going on first, and then possibly you won't even want to get the work done. That's all I'm saying. A lot of times we get work done trying to fix other things. It's just a band-aid.
Nah, that is it's not. It's like Michael Jackson in his nose. He got nose surgery and he wasn't happy with it. Got
Right.
another nose surgery, wasn't happy with it.
Right.
And then next thing you know, he was walking around with a pig nose. He could barely breathe out of that thing, and but he still wasn't happy,
Right.
And you be searching for it. You just continue to search for it, and a lot of these people, they're just searching for happiness, but they just don't know where to look, and they think it's the outer, but it's really they need to change the inner though.
Right. Have to get to the root of it. And a lot of times that's painful. A lot of times, you know, people don't want to sit in that pain but you have to sit in the pain to get to the other side. Trust me, I'm one of the ones that had to really dig deep and I had to really evaluate what's good. A self evaluation is what I do all the time. I say, hey, I'm trying to be the best me. Am I being the best mom? Am I being the best friend? Am I being the best that I can be? And a lot of times you have to take a hard look at yourself and you're not going to like what you see, but you have to do the work. A lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people don't want to be honest. Sometimes I had to face the fact that, you know, my shit stank.
Uh, but you're honest, and
Yeah,
once you realize that you had to pull that mirror in front of yourself and look at it and be like, I don't like what I look at. Some people will
right.
sit there and be like, I don't like what I'm looking at, but hey, I'm gonna keep rolling with this lie.
Can't do it.
So
You can't do it.
let's switch it up a little bit. Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you believe that you could be in love with two people or multiple people at the same time?
I can't. This is just coming from me. I can't.
Okay.
And then even if I do love somebody and then I like somebody, I'm always gonna love I'm going to be driven to one person more than the other. So I personally, so let me tell you another comparison that I heard today on social media. You can like something and you can love something. If you like something, everything is going to be quick and impulsive. Oh yeah, I'll go. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. But if you love something, you're going to nurture it. You're going to water it. You're going to want to make it grow. You're going to want to put the work in. So see, for me, I just feel like if you are truly talking about unconditional love, love without condition, a lot of people get it mixed up. Unconditional love, I don't feel like you can maybe probably have very strong feelings for two people, but there's always going to
Mm,
be one that you're going to say, yeah, it's that one over there for me. I'm not saying that you could have very strong feelings for two people. You absolutely can. But when it comes down to it, and you have to choose one or the other, if you had to, some people don't have to choose. Some people say, hey, you can have us both, and that's cool if that's your thing. But
So I'm glad you said that. Let me adjust my microphone real quick. I'm glad you said that. Let me get some water.
okay,
Cause all right. Let's go into another thing that is rolling through my mind. So there's a lot of relationships and they're not looking like traditional relationships that we're
right,
used to.
right,
There's a lot of relationships where there's multiple men in this relationship, there's
right,
multiple women in this relationship. I
right.
even seen something on social media the other day somebody sent me was a guy, he had four different girlfriends and they all lived together, they all worked together, they piled their money together and brought their kids into this, saying they all helped each other out. It worked for them, whatever the case may be. Do you think that you can have your cake and eat it too, or is it too dangerous?
I think you can. I think if you are in a non-traditional relationship, but then what is traditional, right?
True.
I think if it works for you, uh, I know quite a few people who are in non-traditional relationships, and I respect that because it works for them. Now, is it dangerous? Absolutely. The only reason I say that is if you're dealing with multiple people, you're dealing with multiple personalities, you're dealing with multiple everything. For me, and I speak for me, it's hard enough for me to maintain a relationship
Hmm.
and just be nurturing and water it and grow it and be attentive to it. I just find it just unbelievable that you have the time, the energy, and all that to have uh, multiple relationships with multiple people. But that's just me. Do I think it's possible? Absolutely. I just think it has to be a balance, and I think that you have to be honest about it. And that's my big thing. You just have to be honest about it. I think it's very possible. And if that's your thing, then yeah, you have to be honest with the people that you're dealing with. Most of the time, though, we don't know that we're in non-traditional relationships,
Till it's too late.
right?
You
Right.
might not have knew voluntarily, but
Right,
you
right,
in one.
right,
I think I agree with you. I believe it's the communication. But I also think it's the honesty into the communication because I can communicate and you can say, yeah, you down with this, but are you honestly being truthfully telling me that you can be down with this situation?
right,
You might just like the guy or you might like the girl and you just like, I just want that person. I go through whatever to be with that person, but you can't handle what you're really signing up for. And I don't know. I think it's dangerous. The reason I say it's dangerous is because quick story time.
okay,
My granddaddy was a player.
okay,
My granddaddy Jacob Stewart was a player. He was a player from the Himalayas, and hey, he had no problem letting you know he was a player. My granddaddy dated multiple women at the same time, separate, knowingly, unknowingly. He was a player, but it was a woman who really felt a certain kind of way about my granddad. Her feelings were strong. He told her, "Hey, look, I'm telling you right now, I'm a player." She said, "Okay, well, I can deal with that. I can. You go out and do you. I'm gonna hold you down. Do this. All right, cool." Well, that woman tried to kill my granddad because her emotions got so caught up into it that she said she could have handled it, but she couldn't handle it. Because if you know that man is out there with that woman, or you go to a party and he over in this woman face, and you feel some kind of way, you feel like you're not being treated the way you wanted to be treated, or you're not getting the
right,
attention that you need. So now you're going to react emotionally, and then
right,
even if it's just that one time, all it takes is just you have one outrage, and boom, your life gone, they life gone, everybody screwed up. I, I
Unfortunately, a lot of us think that we can handle it, and we say we can handle it until it's time to handle it, and then we just cannot. We just cannot. So you have to be honest with yourself. If you know that this is not your thing, don't step in it. Because once you step in it, it's something else to step out of it. I'm telling you, it's
I,
dangerous.
I've known a couple females to get into situations like that. I know some females that get into some threesomes because they wanted to keep that guy interested. They wanted to keep him turned on, but they really wasn't built for the emotions that come with that said situation. So I gotta ask to the people at home: do y'all think you can have your cake and eat it too? Put the comments down below. Let me know what y'all think. Let us understand what y'all believe. I believe you can until I think you can eat your cake all day long. But just like eating cake all day long, what happens? You're gonna get a stomach ache, right? You're
Right,
gonna be sick. You might catch that diabetes, the sugars.
right,
So it ain't always good for you. But you can have it.
right.
And I think it's very, very dangerous. Like it's a very thin line, like they say, between love and hate. And
Right.
man, just even that movie was so true. He was a player. They knew he was a player until he ran into who? Brandy, and Brandy wouldn't have it. So I man,
Actually, Lynn Whit, what's the light skinned lady name? She was a crazy one. Remember?
lit that was Brandy, wasn't it? No, it wasn't
No,
Brandy. Brandy
that was
was
that was
Regina.
the right, right. That was the old light skinned lady.
Oh, what was her name?
I don't know. I can't think of it, but she got she tied Bobby Brown up.
Oh yeah, oh man, she had Martin up in there with the cake in his face. Look, you should have knew something was wrong when she snapped on you about the baby bird, the crystal baby bird.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
We should
Oh,
have we should have a part two to this once the listeners chime in because we haven't even touched on the people who have the threesomes and seeing your man you know and how he may or may not act with somebody that's totally different than when he's with you.
yo, we can touch on it now. So this is my thing. This is my opinion. This is my thoughts. Well, let's start at the beginning. I think no man, because it's usually the man that asks for this, right? I
Right?
think no man should ever ask a woman for a threesome unless he is willing to give her two dudes and her.
Not gonna happen, sir.
But this is my thing. He shouldn't ask her that because this is why. A lot of women gonna say, "Hey, well, if I give you that, what you give me?" So if I wanted that, would you? Because that's the reply. So if you can't handle her reply back, being fair, like you shouldn't ask. Now, is most women gonna actually act? Because that's not really a threesome. That's a train. That's something totally different. But if you're not willing to give her that, you shouldn't ask for that. Now, if you know that she's into females and you're like, hey, how about we bring, such home, then that's something different. Totally, totally, totally different. But a lot of dudes be
Right?
trying to take these regular women and turn
Hmm.
them into their porn stars. And that's the problem. You can't turn a regular woman into a porn star. Now they say you can bring the freak out. That's cool, bring the freak out. But you trying to put a whole nother situation together. So you finna change this woman's mental after this situation. Even if you think you're not, you think you just having fun. Her mentality is gonna be totally different once we done with this whole thing. So
So can I ask a question? Okay,
yeah.
so what if it's not a threesome? What if he has bring somebody in and she can bring somebody in? That's not a threesome. But if he's asking for some variety, then why can't she have some variety too? Most men won't even go for that.
So you mean like a swinger situation
Well, yeah.
in front of each other?
Well, however they do it, either way, it's gonna be uncomfortable.
I because this
He's
is the
gonna
thing.
he's gonna need to watch now. He's gonna need to watch because if she likes it a little bit too much, she's gonna do it behind his back,
But this is the thing. If
or
it's
vice
not
versa.
if it's not in front of each other, I think it might work because the visual is gonna fuck with you. I could think you doing something, and I can know you doing something. Is two different things, especially if our communication is open.
Right,
If I
right, right,
think you cheating on me, I'm gonna react a certain way. If you came to me and told me the situation, okay, now I understand the situation. I know what's going on. I know all the parts that I don't have to build this crazy theory in my head, right?
right.
So then I can handle that. Now, if I'm sitting there in the room and it's popping off, and I'm like, I know she just ain't gonna suck his dick in front of me, like,
But you have it's dangerous. It's dangerous.
oh
So
yes,
if you ask for it, you got to be ready for it.
oh yes,
Don't
yes.
step in it. Don't step in it if you can't handle it.
But that's the honesty in the communication. If you're not honest in that situation, you're not built like that. Ooh, baby. From a man's point of view, we're more possessive, I think, because we're like just our instinct, and we don't like no one pissing on our porch or just any type of crossing the
Yeah,
boundaries.
yeah, territorial.
Very, very much territorial. So that's a different type of situation. That's why I always have respect for people that live that lifestyle of swingers, because you had to condition your mind to allow all of that to go on when they go to these swinger parties, when they go to these situations where if the wife goes out and finds a guy and she calls the husband, hey, I met this guy, I'm gonna send you a couple pics of us, and they so strong in their mind, like, oh, okay, all right, well, I met Brenda, so me and Brenda gonna go out and we find our thing. So it's man, it's a different beast. You gonna unlock Pandora's box, and once you
And you
unlock
have
it,
to
you can't put that key back on it.
you have to be very secure on both sides. Both sides. But what I found is somebody is always going to be doing a little sneaking and creeping behind the other one's back.
That's true.
Somebody's going to like it a little bit more than they're supposed to. That's the danger.
That's true. That's true. Like, but can you be mad at anybody?
I mean, you signed up for it.
Exactly. Y'all both walked in hand in hand. Now, if they like the Walmart way more than you like the Walmart, you want to go to Target. That's something different. Y'all shouldn't have walked to Walmart together.
I'm telling you, it's
Yeah,
dangerous.
I think our granddaddies and our grandmas and great grandmas, they used to do their little sneaking
Right.
like low. Not, I ain't even gonna say that. Let me take that back. Because how many granddaddies out there that had families across town and you went to school with them? You knew that's granddaddy other family. Like
Wait a
granddaddy
minute.
was wild.
Wait a minute, Cuddy. Cross town, cross the
Cro-
street, down the street.
Hey, these next door.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the female traditionally did her sneaking. Granddaddy didn't know. We
Right.
we found out as grandkids later on, like,
Right.
that's what that meant.
Right.
I know grandma always said she was about to go see a man about a dog. I didn't know she was talking about doggy style. That's crazy. I ain't know Granny was a freak. Nana was nasty, wasn't she?
Ooh.
But traditionally, the female always kept it on the low better.
Right. Not
Granddaddy got
now.
caught. Grandma
Not
accepted
now.
it. But grandma was out there doing her thing on the slide too. That's why she accepted it.
But what do women say now?
Living their best life, I think. I mean, they really don't say nothing. Dude be sitting there like, man, so you just gonna, yes, you're not providing for me like the way I need you to provide for me. So what do you expect me to do? Dude just sitting there like, I guess you right. I forgot go play the game. I guess you said you love me though.
Times have changed.
Definitely. So we touched on a lot of subjects tonight,
We did.
and we definitely want y'all feedback. Y'all been giving us good feedback and comments, and y'all been sending us messages. So we got to know two parts. One, why do we choose the wrong one? Why do we continue to get with that person that we should not get with? We continue to give that person a second chance, third chance, fourth chance to do exactly what they was doing. Why and why not? Why you don't give that person over here that's actually showing you that they can treat you exactly how you want, maybe even better, but you just not in tune, or you just not feeling them in any kind of way. Let us know, and then let us know. Do you think you can have your cake and eat it too? And is it just too dangerous? Should you just leave it alone? I think we we're gonna break up a couple households tonight. I think somebody gonna ask that question, baby. If I did get a threesome, how would you feel? And next thing you know, somebody gonna be calling, hey, yo, man, I need to come over stay there, man, because she over here tripping. I ain't know I married this old freaky freak over here. But I will say this before we go: females are more open now to adding other people into these relationships than men are. Why is that?
Yeah. Maybe the next show.
Yeah,
I have to
we got
think about that.
we
Yeah.
got it. Why is that? Why is it now women are more openly sexually than men? When men was like probably the originator of the threesome, like, yo, let me get this let's get this going on. Now women adding two, three, four, five people into the situation.
Listen, before you go, I just want to say Tiana Taylor said all the time, I love to go to the club and bust down girls with Iman. You see, they ain't together now.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I- Is it her? Or is it him?
It's kind of touchy.
So, yo, Toy, thank you again. Another spicy episode.
Thank
Yo,
you for
we gonna
having
read
me.
them comments, and we gonna address this next episode because oh man, because I can't wait to hear what the viewers got to say about this one.
Well, thank you for having me. It was my pleasure.
Yo, everybody, go ahead and show Toy some love. You know what I'm saying? Round of applause. And yo, man, hey, and if your woman is out there and you just watching her just do all nasty stuff, man.
Come on now, dog.
Yo,
Come on, man.
Yo, Boosie just said it, man. Come on, man. Just come on. Just get some help, bro. But yo, like I said, man, go ahead, tune into us. Make sure y'all like this, comment, subscribe, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you click that bell so you can know all the time when we drop these videos. All right. Yo,
Right.
till the next time, we'll see you. Conversations with a boss. We out.
Peace.
All right, that was good. I like that. I like that.
That was kind of spicy.
So, yeah, but for real, you brought up a good point. You brought up a real good point. Like if you see that, I don't know. I think no matter how you acted going into that situation, it's
Cuddy,
going.
if she is doing anything different than when she with you gonna remember that. You probably gonna say, "Nah, cut it, cut," because it with different people they bring out different stuff in us. Do
True,
you see what I'm saying? And
true.
so you have to be very secure in yourself. If you gonna step in that shit, that's all I'm saying now. If you know you can't handle it, don't step in it, cause that's some shit. I'm telling
And
you.
and that's the crazy part, man. We can't take that. We can't, man. You be so sick to your stomach, boy. Nah,
And then
nah,
cut it. What if you can't get it? What if you can't get that out your head? Like you said, what if you can't stop seeing it? You can't unsee it. Then
nah. You
what?
can't. Nah, because you know what? You're gonna be so messed up, man. Every time you make love to your woman, you're gonna be looking at her and you're gonna be just thinking about her and dude.
And
And you're gonna be like,
she ain't gonna do that to with you because it's different.
nah, this the crazy part though. What if she louder with him than what if she just like, man, do you understand? like like you get me subtle, but you loud as hell with dude. Okay.
Because different people bring out different stuff. It's just the aura. You know what I'm saying? And I personally, it's just too much for me. No sir, no ham, no spam, no turkey, no nothing.
Nah,
No.
I you will be sick. But like I said, I take my hat off to the swingers, man, because when
Yeah.
they be conditioned to, like, you know what's crazy? I was driving to Florida one time. This was like 2 years ago. And then as I'm going to Florida, my aunt like told me of this place right as soon as you get into Florida. It's like maybe an hour away from Orlando. It's a community. It's a community of swingers. Like they all swingers. They live like in this. It's a community. I ain't even say like a neighborhood. It's like they got their own little town, and they all be doing their thing. And I'm like, okay. She like, it's old people there, and I'm like, oh. And I start thinking like, this is why the old people be moving to Florida so they can get their swing on, because this is crazy. But I didn't know it was a whole community of people living this lifestyle, like these secret parties. But they not even secret. They out in the open. Like, this is what we do.
Cuddy, let me tell you what used to be in Atlanta. It was a swingers club in Atlanta. And so they had like liquor license and stuff like that. My girlfriend went, her and her man was into it. She wasn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they went to the club, Cuddy, and she saw this dude that she wanted to get with, and he turned her out. And the boyfriend was the one who introduced her to that lifestyle. She wasn't with it. They broke up,
Mm.
bruh. So this is what I'm saying. You people be thinking, yeah, I'm gonna introduce her to something new and spice it up. And then these folks didn't know they had that freak in them. You just never know what you're gonna get. It'd be like a box of chocolates. You better stay in your lane. I'm telling you. I'm in a slow lane, Cuddy. And I know how fast to drive over here. That swingers lane, that's some different kind of shit there.
Yeah, like I said, you got to be honest with yourself. You
Hmm.
know, as a black man, we like the player lifestyle. We like the player thought, and people seeing us as that. But that player, like, one time, and my granddaddy, the player, taught me. He said, if you want to be a pimp, it's a difference between being a pimp and a player. You want to be a pimp, you got to be conditioned to your woman fucking multiple men. A player is the one that's fucking multiple women.
Hmm.
And I was like, you know what? That make a lot of sense. And I was really thought I was like, a pimp is really damn near borderline psycho because they are conditioned because they see that as their woman, not just as monetarily, but they really see that as their woman, and they're okay with their woman having sex with other men.
What was that movie with Terrence Howard and Taraji P. Henson?
Oh,
He
hustle and
was
flow.
doing her hustle and flow. So she was pregnant, but he thought it was his, but it ended up not being his. You know why? Because she was his hoe.
Yeah,
When that
yeah,
baby came, that baby was chocolate, chocolate. He was like, oh, okay. Because that's what you got to deal with. So
true.
we talked about tonight. We talked about what's good for you, what's not. We talked about threesomes. We talked about swinging. We talked about that was kind of spicy.
Yeah, but this is what everybody is living. They just scared to open their mouth and say. That's why it's going to hit them in a different way because they're actually going through this right now. They just like I thought nobody else was going to talk about this, but now I'm getting insight.
Well, we gonna see what these numbers look like, right?
Hey, we already passed 100 on the other one, so let's keep it
Okay.
going.
All right, all right, all right. Okay, so keep me posted, keep me briefed, and yeah, I guess send it to me and I'll listen to it and give you my thoughts.
All right, cool. I got you.
Okay, peace.
All right, have a good night.
All right.
They see me out in V like, but don't talk it all. That's really not the truth, I just don't fuck with y'all. I'm only with a few and yeah, my circle's small. Or either by my Danny Ruger in my drawers. Ain't trying to be no tough guy, it's just how I'm raised. The softest niggas gangster in the mid-state. My grandma said you lose, you